Make sure that you are on page 94 of your notebook. After your geometry test the other day, you should have completed an Ed puzzle, and in that Ed puzzle, you completed part of page 94. So on your notebook page, you should have these notes that you see right now on the screen. We've begun our study of data. And by now, you should know the difference between a statistical and a non-statistical question. Again, you should have these definitions on your notebook page. If you do not, you need to make sure that you copy these now. So what we were doing on this table that you see in front of you, on the left side, as the Ed puzzle played, you were to determine whether or not the questions being asked was a statistical question or a non-statistical question. So we're going to go back through these quickly, and then we will finish up the rest of page 94. The first question in this table that you should have under statistical is, what's your favorite color? So imagine if we ask a group of people, what's your favorite color? Would we get one response or many responses? Because you would get many different responses from your group that you are asking, this is a statistical question. The second question in this column, if you ask this to a group of people, what's your birthday? That is a statistical question because not everybody has the same birthday. And finally, make sure that you have this question on the left side of your table, and that question is, if you ask a group of people, what's your favorite food? You would get many different responses. Not everyone is going to name the same food. Your non-statistical questions that you should have written during the Ed puzzle, the first one is, what is this color? So if we were pointing to a color and we ask a group of people, what's this color? They would all name the same color. So that is a non-statistical question because it would only allow for one response. Make sure you have this question. What day is today? If we ask that question, everybody would give the same answer. Today is Sunday or today is Monday. And finally, the third non-statistical question that you should have in your table is, what food is this? So we would be referring to a particular food. Make sure that you have all of those notes and your table on statistical and non-statistical questions. Now the rest of page 94 of your notebook is where we're going to discuss two types of data. One is called categorical data, and the other is called numerical data. So imagine if we were completing a survey and we were asking a group of people questions. There are two types of responses that we would get. So the first note that I want you to add to page 94 of your notebook is the definition that you see now of categorical data. If you will pause your video and copy the word and the definition. So you just copied that categorical data is a question, a survey question, where a word response would be required. For example, if I ask you, what is your favorite month? You would name one of the months of the year. Or if I ask you, what is your favorite color, or your favorite hobby, or your favorite movie star, or your favorite song, those answers that you would give me would be a word response. So that is called categorical data because songs, months, those are categories. The second type of data that I want you to write down is numerical data. If you will pause your video and copy down the term and the definition. So numerical data, if we were doing a survey, it would be where we would collect a response that is a number. Numerical data requires a number or numerical response. This is easy to recognize because if we ask a survey question of how many minutes did you exercise yesterday, of course you would give me a number response. Or how many texts did you send yesterday? That also would be a numerical response. So make sure that you have both of these definitions and you understand the difference between categorical and numerical data. The last thing that I want you to copy on your notebook page is this table. You're going to make two columns similar to what you did at the top of your notebook page. You're going to make two columns. One needs to say categorical data and one needs to say numerical data. So pause your video right now and draw and label this table. Okay, so on the left side of your table, we're just going to go through a few questions and you're going to sort these questions into categorical and numerical. The first question that you need to write on this side of your table is favorite color. If we were asking a population of people, what is your favorite color? They would respond with a word. That is categorical data. The next question that you need to write in your table is favorite baseball player. So pause your video and make sure that your table is up to date. The reason we put favorite baseball player in the categorical side is because if you ask that survey question to a population of people, you would get names of people. Well, names would be considered a category. The last question that would be considered categorical data is if I ask a population of people, who is your favorite movie star? Pause your video and write this question. Again, the reason favorite movie star would be categorical is because you would be getting different names of movie stars. Names would be considered categories. Now on the right side of your table, the three questions that we're going to go through, all three of these, if we ask a population, would require a number response. The first question that I want you to copy is hours studied this week. Pause your video and copy that question. Of course, if I ask anyone in the classroom today, how many hours did you study this week, you would give me a number. So that is numerical data. Okay, the next question, number of baseball games attended. If you will pause your video and copy that question. That is that is numerical because it would require a number response. And finally, the last numerical data question, number of texts sent in a day. Make sure you pause your video and copy that question. Okay, so page 94 of your notebook should be completed. And by now, you should know the difference between a statistical and non-statistical question, as well as categorical and numerical data. Make sure that you have all of this on your notebook page. And if it is not time for us to switch our stations yet, I want you to sit silently and read these notes so that you know the difference, because you are going to have an activity and a daily grade a little bit later on what we have learned. So make sure you are sitting silently, reading these notes, and also make sure your notebook page is complete.